Crimson Peak is a horror fantasy drama movie, according to IMDb, directed by Guillermo del Toro. It's probably Guillermo, but I'm gonna say Guillermo because I like how that sounds. It stars Jessica Chastain, Tom Hiddleston, Charlie Hunnam, and Mia Wasikowicz. And this movie is very Guillermo del Toro-y. The set design is awesome, the cinematography is awesome, and you have the castle and the snow at night with the lights and the moon, and there's blood snow. It's not actually blood, they explain in the movie. It's the red color ore from the clay under the ground. It's just like, that looks so Bloodborne-y. And the soundtrack is really good too. The primary issue with this movie is the marketing. Like I said, it looks like it's a straight up horror movie, and it isn't. The first half of the movie is like mostly romance. And don't get me wrong, it's not like a cheesily badly done romance. It's more story driven, and Tom Hiddleston's character and Jessica Chastain's character are up to keeps the movie interesting during that. But it feels like Jane Austen for the beginning of the movie, and you're gonna be like, ugh. And the lead protagonist, Mia Wasikowicz, sucks. Her acting is really dull. She's a boring character, and you don't really buy that Tom Hiddleston like falls in love with her. And she falls in love with Tom Hiddleston so quickly, and she's like the only thing he cares about, and she completely breaks down when she can't have him. Such a pathetic, weak character. But Tom Hiddleston's acting is very good. Like I said, there's a dance scene in like a ball with Tom Hiddleston. He's talking about the candle. I like that. He is charismatic enough to carry a scene like that. Jessica Chastain's playing the piano, and she's all moody and like, what is her deal? And Edith's father, the guy with the beard, the bald guy, his acting is good, but his face is so just like unrecognizable. Like, I kept thinking in the movie, like, they should have cast Johnston Green from Jericho. But even the knockoff Channing Tatum does good. The movie has a slow start. It's not completely boring. There is a lot here that's like crucial to the story, and it is a good story. But there are a couple scenes that are like, okay, we didn't really need that. Did he and her need to be kissing for that long? But once they get to the house, things start to pick up. Get into the history of the house and what's going on and why are there ghosts, and people have been saying like the ghosts add nothing to the story. And plot-wise, this is true. The ghosts don't do anything. The ghosts are not the villain of the movie. But they add so much, like, lore-wise and visually-wise. They look so great and, like, what they represent. Even in the movie, she's writing a book, she's like, the ghosts are like a metaphor. It's like people who are at peace and aren't at peace. If you remember in the trailer, they got, like, the black hand, like, grabs her, and it's all like... That was good. I liked that. But guess what happened when that happened? They played a loud-ass sound. Why did you do that? You didn't have to do that. That was scary on its own. There's like one other jump scare in the movie, and it's so completely obvious because all the sound fades out and the camera just stops for a second. And you're like... But horror-wise, that is the only complaint. I really like how the ghost looks. It's like the skeleton bride thing, and she's all covered in blood. Would you just fall already? But don't get me wrong, all that aside, it is still a good movie. It's just really poorly marketed. It's not a horror movie for the first half. I really like the ending a lot, and the tone that the music added was just this kind of quiet, subtle, haunting thing. It's not like horror, gore, torture, evil, And there are two specific ghosts at the end that I thought were a really nice touch. Yeah, they didn't need to be in the movie, but they added to it. The ghost is playing the piano. That was so good. I loved that. All in all, Crimson Peak is still a good movie. It's a little weird at the beginning, that's all. It's not really even all that slow at the beginning, it's just different. Now granted, if you're expecting a straight up horror fest, you're probably going to be disappointed, as most of the other YouTubers were. But I thought it was great, and I gotta give Crimson Peak an 8 out of 10. I think if they picked a different lead, trimmed a couple scenes from the beginning down a little bit, and didn't do that one bad jump scare, it would have been an amazing movie. Brethren, our crusade has just begun. Evil still roams the world in the form of lazy filmmaking and shady video game business practices, but with your help and the help of God, the Almighty Father, I think we can do something about it.